Hello there, everybody. How are you all doing today? So, have a slight confession to make. As I'm sure you guys would have noticed, Megan and I kind of stopped doing E3 for a while. We got kind of busy with other stuff, and we were working on E3 quite a lot. We were going pretty hard with it, so I think we needed a bit of a break, and we yeah, I just got busy with other stuff. Now we're back, though. Now we're doing more E3. We're going to finish up 2002. We already did Nintendo's. I probably mentioned this before, but trying to find the conference for Xbox, well, Microsoft and Sony, it's kind of a pain in the ass. So, I don't know if they exist. I can't find them anywhere. If they exist and you can point them to me, Megan and I will watch that. But this is probably the best I can do, which is the future of video games, where they go about each video game that was shown either at or around E3 for that year. Or so what the thing says here. Walk around E3 2002 looking at PS2 games. Ignore all these musics here that or songs down here that I'm probably gonna need to mute, to be honest.
That's a lot of songs.
Yeah, so this is from Ryan Langley. May have said that correct or incorrect. 343. Good old Halo. Not intentional Halo reference, but Halo reference anyway. Hi, Megan. So are you ready for PlayStation 2s?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Hi, my name's Phil Harrison. I'm the Senior Vice President of Development for Sony Computer Entertainment. Here at E3, PlayStation 2...
Like, I really wish I could have found the conferences, but that's...
New games,
I don't know. I know. There's snippets of them, so I know they exist.
Haven't really been invented.
I just don't know if they're online.
PlayStation 2 has led the way in sports in every
They might not be online.
And we're really pleased with our advances in soccer and American football, basketball. Every particular category is available. But what's interesting for the first time this year is online. And we're seeing these sports...
Yeah, the very first, like, instance of online, that's right. We're kind of entering that period of video games.
John Madden Football for the US market, pioneering network multiplayer. And we demoed that the other day with guys in Florida and in California playing head-to-head.
Megan, what was your first online video game experience?
Also showing at E3 for the first time is a game called Primal. This was developed in our studios in Cambridge.
I mean, on console, it would have been something like, I think, either Warhawk or like Call of Duty 4.
Really?
On PC, it would have been like Neopets or like Maple Story and a little bit of Jedi Outcast.
Okay, I don't know what the hell... Oh, Jedi Outcast. I thought you said Gel Outcast. I'm like, oh, what that means.
No, Jedi Outcast 2, they had the online multiplayer on it, so I played a little bit of that.
Okay, that's fair. I was gonna say, I don't know if I'd count Neopets or, like, Maple Story. I'm sorry, Megan. But...
Why not Maple Story at the very least? It's an MMO.
Browser-based games.
It's not a browser game.
Yeah, it is. Close
No,
enough.
it's not.
Look, Megan, I'm not counting Maple Story. I'm not counting your casual baby games. Okay.
Or RuneScape. RuneScape is a pretty early one too.
RuneScape I would count.
But you wouldn't count Maple Story.
No.
Alright.
I think I've talked about this before.
I see.
I think my first one may have been like Resident Evil Outbreak.
Okay.
Yeah, an ATV Off-Road Fury. I do remember when this franchise was pretty big. See, I don't know what Auto Modelsta is. I've never heard of this one.
I never have either.
It has a really kind of cartoony art style, though. What? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I do like the art style a lot. I do like how it looks like it's straight out of like a graphic novel.
Yeah, like it's actually very different. I assume it didn't do well if I've never heard of it, and it's from Capcom. So...
I mean, it either didn't do well or it got cancelled, probably.
Yeah. I don't even remember. I mean, it also has a really hard name to pronounce. Modelsta, or whatever. Oh, that's the name of like an actual race. Interesting. I don't know that.
Okay.
Breath of Fire series, just like the series.
I assume this is their way of saying, hey, it's coming on PS2, but we don't have a working title yet.
I mean, maybe.
That's kind of funny, though. Those guys are creepy.
They are creepy. I was kind of thinking that, too. Okay, so apparently that racing game was very mediocre. Some people really liked it. Some people really hated it. That Auto Medal Stick game, or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
This game's weird, Megan.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Breath of Fire, because from what I understand, it's a turn-based RPG. So this must have been them trying to branch out into a different genre.
I mean, maybe. This is... I kind of like it, to be honest.
I mean, I think it's cool. It reminds me a lot of, like, Dark Cloud.
Yeah. I don't know, see, because I don't know really anything with Breath of Fire. I actually kind of thought it was, like, more of a fantasy game, right?
Yeah.
This one looks oddly sci-fi.
I mean, yeah, I don't know a lot about Breath of Fire. I wouldn't be surprised if it's, like, fantasy mixed with, like, sci-fi in the future, similar to something like Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah. Britney Spears.
Hey there, I'm Britney Spears.
Hi, Britney
My
Spears.
world tour is starting soon, so I'm holding auditions.
Back before all the bad stuff happened with you.
Since I spent so much time
I kind of feel bad. Well, I really feel bad for Britney Spears, to be honest.
So if you think you've got what
I
it
do.
takes,
I don't know how I feel about, like, model Britney Spears here. She's a little bit weird. I know. I gotta mute this probably. Oh no.
Yeah. I like how it's literally just playing the video in the background, though.
Yeah, right? I kind of like that, to be honest.
I mean, if you're gonna do, like, a music game like this, yeah, might as well include the music video. I wonder how many of the songs in here are part of the music listings on the YouTube thing.
Yeah, probably a lot, actually.
I will say, in terms of presentation for, like, a music game, though, them having, like, the circular button prompt is kind of interesting.
Yeah, like, I don't hate it.
I think it looks better than, like, the tracks and stuff we got through, like, Guitar Hero or Rock Band. Obviously, it wouldn't work as well in those games, because you're playing an instrument, and they want you to feel like you're playing an instrument.
Yeah, right.
But it feels more casual friendly, the way they did it there.
Now, Clock Tower 3. I think I heard Clock Tower 3 was actually pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's either 3 or 2. I think it's 3.
It's probably 3.
Because if I remember correctly, I think there's like an ending in 3. Like, I think to get the best ending in 3, you need to find a very specific item in a very specific spot, I think while you're being chased by an enemy. And you need to, like, do something special with that item. I think it's really complex. And it really doesn't make sense.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. I usually forget Clock Tower exists. Like, as a series. Like, it was here, and when it was here, it was strong, right? It was very much like competitor to, like, oh, this is like one of the scary game series. And it never really, like, made it far past that.
Game content manager over at Ubisoft.
Yeah,
this
that's
is our
fair.
game, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
They had certainly didn't stand up to, like, Silent Hill or Resident Evil.
And we'll get right into
I mean, yeah.
One of the key concepts that Genki, our developer, came up with was the idea of
Crouching
using
Tiger,
two
Hidden Dragon
analogs
game,
to
huh?
control all the action instead of having
I mean, it's kind of cool.
So all these moves I'm doing right now, my hands are on both analog sticks for the PlayStation 2. The moves are logical, so like
I like how they have to
you know,
specifically
motions of
mention the
analog
PlayStation
stick
2. Like, it makes
correspond to
sense,
what
but...
I think that the character should be doing. In addition, another concept Genki has is the idea of chi. It's kind of like spiritual energy. This is the kind of gameplay mechanic that we use to get across the idea.
I mean, I'm positive this game probably didn't do too well.
of the superpowers that the characters have. So using
just because, you know, Crouching Tiger, right?
Jump high.
Yeah.
Licensed game, technically.
Soar onto the rooftops.
Just kind of curious.
I can perform superhuman moves basically when I'm using this kind of spiritual energy.
Is this it? Crouching Tiger, Green Destiny?
So
no,
Jen is just
it's like an actual movie.
and she must now flee the palace guards and defeat them. You know, it's kind of make her escape. Along the way,
Video game.
she'll encounter Michelle Yeoh character. It's kind of like a major character that's
Came out in
antagonist for you
2003.
right now, so
Reception
that you will
was
escape from her, at which point she'll
mixed
corner
to
you in a
negative.
house and force a duel.
That is fair. Because even just watching his gameplay here, like, it looks interesting, but at least at this point it looks really repetitive.
Oh boy. Like, it has a really interesting gimmick of using the sticks to attack, right?
Yeah.
But
For, you know, Q4 of this year.
Maybe too innovative for people.
maybe.
You'll be able to play each of the 3 major characters, Michelle Yeoh, and Chow Yun-fat, and Zhang Zi. Each of them will have all of their elements from the movie itself and be a self-contained story. So as you're playing them, you'll play all of, say, Chow Yun-fat's parts back to back, and then he'll have kind of a complete story.
Okay. Thank you, dude. Devil May Cry 2. This is the bad one, right? That I've heard about.
Yeah, I heard 2 wasn't that good, and then 3 and 4 are really good.
Yeah. I'm still gonna play 2 whenever I get around to it.
Yeah, same.
But, you know. That's just me. I play every game in a series if I need to.
Yeah,
And
it's
in this
pretty
case, I
rare
probably
I
need
skip
to.
games. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I did it. I like how this is very much, oh, Dante's that cool guy marketing.
Yeah, right.
Like, it makes sense, but it's funny to me.
I mean, I feel like even now with like Devil May Cry though, they do still market it as, hey, look at how cool Dante is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he is pretty cool. Alright. Yo, another Devil May Cry character. Whoa, I guess.
Whoa.
Oh, it's this dinosaur. Dino Stalker.
Dino Stalker.
What is this? Light gun game?
I would say I've never heard of this one.
Ah, it's a light gun game. So they're still kind of keeping up with some light gun games. That's interesting.
I mean, it makes sense. I think they were still pretty popular, at least in arcades. And I mean, they still could be played on CRTs.
Yeah.
Because, like, Plasma didn't really take over until, I want to say 2004 or 5, somewhere around there.
Can you not play games like this on a Plasma?
I don't know. I want to say you probably can't.
Why wouldn't you be able to?
Well, I thought the whole reason why it worked is because of the way the CRT, like, flickers, right?
Maybe.
I'm not entirely sure. I've never looked at the technical aspects of light gun games, so don't quote me on this. That's just what I understand, anyway.
Yeah, you're right. No, the guns won't work with LCDs, plasmas, and some TV projections.
Okay. Hey, Hotshot Go Disney!
Go, Donald, yeah. Go!
I like how that was almost the same sound he makes when he's like casting a big spell in Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, it might be, to be fair. They could have just reused it.
I mean, they might have.
Whoa.
And I mean, to be fair, it would have been recorded probably around the same time, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did it.
Yeah, true, actually. Because, yeah.
Oh, that goofy sad face! You got a frown.
Is Kingdom Hearts around 2002? No way.
It came out 2002, yeah.
Did it actually? Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Man, I forget how old some of these game series are.
Yeah.
Especially when they go on for decades and then only finish a couple years ago.
the first Dead Rising?
Evil Dead.
Oh, Evil Dead. Oh, this is the one we saw in the 2001, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so. Or it's close.
You know, I
Well,
kind of
that's
love the
probably
idea of like dual wielding a shotgun and a chainsaw together.
Yeah. Well, the chainsaw's his arm.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Nah, I think the chainsaw's like attached to him, which is pretty sick. Right. That's just cool.
Chainsaw Man.
Fireblade.
Fireblade. They blew away your base.
You didn't read that one.
They
Inconsistent.
incinerated your team.
Inconsistent
They
reading.
made a huge mistake. I wasn't sure if I was going to read all of them or not.
I like how you start, and I'm like, I'm not gonna commit for the whole thing.
I wasn't sure how many of them they were going to show, okay? Manual lock.
Is this gonna be like another Lightning game, or is it gonna be like... Like, it's a helicopter controlling game, I assume.
Yeah, although I find it interesting that they have like a rocket pack on the back of the helicopter.
Yeah!
Because I don't think that would work. I want to say if you put that much thrust on the back of a helicopter, it would probably not work properly.
See, I'm not too sure. I almost want to say
Well,
some
'cause
helicopters have something like that, but I don't know.
I mean, maybe. I'm mostly just thinking of it because, like, helicopters, most of their force comes from the propeller going down. The only reason you do it on planes is because they're aerodynamic, so the air going under the wing keeps it up.
Yeah, okay.
But I feel like if you do that with the blade, it might mess with the propellers. I could be completely wrong, but it's pretty funny either way.
It is.
It's pretty cool, though, dirt bike racing game.
What? Okay. So I guess a lot of modern helicopters today actually have something called a turboshaft engine, which is effectively a jet engine.
Oh, okay.
Normally runs on kerosene-based fuel, many variants. So I guess some helicopters do actually have something like that. I mean, it probably isn't like as much thrust as what you'd get on a jet plane.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it might just be to kind of give it that little extra boost, right? Like forward, maybe? I'm not too
Yeah,
sure.
no, that makes sense. And I mean, I don't know, maybe the technology changed a bit since then. I feel like when this game came out, though, that probably wasn't possible.
I mean, probably.
But, yeah. Also, I like how this is a Hot Wheels game. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting. Yeah,
Although I do find it interesting that they made a Hot Wheels racing game that looks like a very generic racing game.
Right. Yeah, so we had like a dirt bike racer kind of game and a Hot Wheels racing kind of game now. James Bond, probably Agent Under Fire.
Probably?
Nightfire.
Oh, this is
okay.
Nightfire still. Okay.
Eurocom.
Good luck, James.
I do still want to watch James Bond movies with you. Check out a few. Do some of the classics. Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. Okay, that looked a little funny.
A little bit. I don't know if Nightfire was considered good. I'm not too sure. Was it good? I kind of fell off in James Bond games after, like, GoldenEye, funnily enough.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if it's considered good or not. Because the only other two I ever played was Agent Under Fire, and then, like, I think it's like Everybody Dies or something?
Nobody Dies, yeah. I think that's what it's called. Like you said.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was one that came out a little bit after. But yeah, I haven't played most of the James Bond games.
So this one was actually really well received, apparently.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe we'll have to pick this up at some point.
Maybe. I do see it at the local game shop pretty often. JoJo's
Yeah,
Bizarre
JoJo.
Adventure! Man, Back before it, like, blew up. Well, way before it blew up.
Yeah.
It's like at this point you would have had the original JoJo anime, but I don't know how far that got. I don't think that got far past like what, the stuff with like what, Jotaro?
I mean, I can't say for the original because I've only ever seen the reboot that started in 2014, at least a little bit of it. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
We gotta show off the weird stuff in the PS2 graphics, though.
I mean, definitely, right? I mean, it's JoJo. Oh, here it is.
Hey.
I mean, I'm kind of sad we don't have like the actual proper conference. I wonder if they would like announce this here.
Probably.
1, go. I forget. Is this really hard to do? Like if you fuck up?
Yeah, if you get behind, it's pretty hard to catch up. It's not like a super hard race, but you do need to have decent platforming. And I think you need to take that shortcut. It's the king! Okay, I kinda like Japanese Goofy already.
Man, Donald is really unintelligible when you speak in Japanese, dude. I don't know, I could barely hear any, like, Japanese word coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't hear anything. I just heard the Donald squawking.
I wonder if that's what it's like for people like watching English Donald. I wonder if they just really can't understand him at all. Like,
I mean, to be fair, half the time he's speaking English, I can't understand him, okay?
True.
Sora. I just love the exaggeration in Goofy's voice. It's so funny.
Yeah, actually, I kind of like Japanese Goofy, to be honest.
You know what, I wonder if the Stories of Far collection would actually have the option to play Japanese.
No, it might. What would you play it in Japanese?
Probably not. I'd be curious. Even just to, like, hear the voices and stuff.
Yeah, like, I'd be kind of curious, too.
I hated this as a kid.
Man, it's been so long since I played Kingdom Hearts. I was like,
yeah.
I don't really remember it, but I remember this world, right?
Yeah, this is one of the most notorious worlds in the game. Yeah, because I think the last time I played it would have been when I was replaying to get ready for Kingdom Hearts 3. Probably in like 2017-ish. But then I never played Kingdom Hearts 3, because I got burnt out by the time I got to Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah, right. That's what happens when you binge a game franchise, man.
Well, yeah, and I did all of them. Like, I watched the cutscenes and stuff on the remaster for Recoded and 358 over 2 days, but like, the rest of them I played.
See, it's funny that I say that, though, while going through the Resident Evil franchise, but I mean, I take little breaks in between.
Yeah, I wasn't really taking much breaks, and Kingdom Hearts games are relatively long, too. Like, I did, like, everything in the first game, everything in the second game, all 3 story paths in Birth by Sleep. Like, it was a lot.
Yeah.
And then Dream Drop Distance, the whole pet thing I wasn't really feeling it all that much. But then I ended up playing that one for you, at least like half of that one.
You know, I will say, they're showing off a lot. Like, they're showing off a lot of different worlds.
They are! They're showing off more than I thought they would in the trailer. But I guess they want to show a lot of the iconic Disney characters, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, because this is a series that would completely blow up. Start off really simple and go completely off the rails by the end of it.
I do find it even looking at the trailer, though, like, even stuff like the chests and the little bubbles for magic and money and stuff look a little bit different.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh. I got this one on PS2 a little while ago. I haven't played it. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting because it was like a $10 game. I do want to play it someday.
Well, there you go. So this is one that you pre-bought before we even saw it at E3.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember you picking this up.
Yeah, I'm just like, it looks neat and it's cheap. I figure I'll pick it up, you know it's probably bad. I didn't realize it was a midway game though. I do like the design of like the different suits of armor here though.
Yeah. Well, isn't that one guy just like a skeleton?
Yeah, but he's, well, yeah, I guess he's like a skeleton warrior.
Oh boy, look at this gameplay.
Oof, yeah, the actual gameplay, not so great, but you know, this will be a fun like trash game to play. I'm not sure what the reception is on it. I assume it's probably not super great because I've never heard of it.
I mean,
but...
probably not super great. Let's see.
Hi, my name is VJ Laxman. I'm Vice
Hey, VJ
President of
Laxman.
Studios, running the Tolkien franchise. And I'm joined with Tom Rakuda from Surreal Software as an engineer on the project. And we're showing you guys Tolkien, Fellowship of the Rings on the PlayStation 2.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the
wow.
Rings.
Draken 2, highly acclaimed PlayStation 2 title. And there are...
Huh.
Well, this would have been before the movies. Peter Jackson, because wasn't that 2003?
Yeah, this would have been before the movies, I think.
He can both use sword and bow. In this build,
I assume this probably was canceled.
Good fighting elements.
Most
Probably
likely,
got
yeah.
canceled when the movie came out.
One of the things that we wanted to do is make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like it hurt.
So it looks like Legend of Excalibur is met with generally mixed or average critical reception.
Yeah, okay, that's kind of what I was expecting.
And those literary rights allow us a great amount of depth to the play. And that depth has let us come in and make a game for the player that is hard, that lets them literally explore the world in a way that you just can't do in a scene-to-scene kind of game. We can go and explore all the lands of Middle-earth as we play through the Fellowship. We can play one of 3 different characters: Aragorn, who's a fighter and a bowman; Gandalf, who has magical weapons, magical spells; and Frodo, who has stealth.
No, I can't really see anything on this
we really
game.
thought that triple gameplay really
Yeah, based on what they're saying though, I wonder if this ended up getting reworked into the Fellowship of the Ring game.
Maybe.
Because I mean, I don't know a ton about that one. I remember we tried renting it once and I got stuck at the beginning because I couldn't sneak past the Nazguls. But I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this stuff ended up becoming that game when the movie came out.
Within the spirit of what Tolkien intended. That includes having hobbits, making sure that they're integral to the whole game, making sure that they are...
Okay, I don't know if I really care for this guy's, like, explanation, because he's like, you know, we're keeping it Tolkien's vision. Hobbits gonna be integral into the game. It's like, okay, thanks. Like, I mean, how could they not be, you know?
I mean, that's true. Are they even shown in the movies that much, like, aside from the beginning in the Shire? 'Cause I don't recall.
Like, the hobbits in general? Like, we're not talking...
Yeah.
Or are we talking, like, Frodo and, like...
I'm just talking about the hobbits aside from Sam and Frodo.
Oh, and then they have Lord of the Rings 2 Towers.
So they're working on, like, both at the same time, I guess?
I guess probably because of the movies. Maybe.
Yeah, because I mean, from what I remember the movies, I don't remember seeing a lot of hobbits outside of the Shire, but I could be just misremembering because it's been a long time since I've seen the second 2.
Like, not counting the main character hobbits, yeah, I think they're only near, like, the beginning of the movie.
Oh, okay, that's kind of funny then. It's like, yeah, it's really integral to the world. It's not shown in the world, like, ever.
So I think this was all probably reworked into the games that we actually got. The Lord of the Rings Return of the King and the Lord of the Rings 2 Towers. I wouldn't be surprised. Because this gameplay looks very familiar. Like, it looks very similar to the ones you'd get in the 2 Towers.
Yeah.
But it just looks a little wrong, right?
Like, yeah, it's gonna be changed a little bit as it goes. And I mean, I didn't have the 2 Towers as a kid. We did have Return of the King. We spent a lot of time playing that. I just don't know if we ever actually finished it.
Those games are really good, man. I played through those games a lot.
They were really good. Like, I do actually want to play that co-op with you sometime.
Yeah, I want to play that co-op with you as well. I think it'd be really nice.
Is the 2 Towers co-op as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they're both essentially, like, the same game. They're just, like, based off 2 different movies.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely have to play both of those sometime, and eventually get around to watching the other 2 movies we haven't, because we watched Fellowship of the Ring a couple of years ago now.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I've seen all the movies by myself, like, when they were released.
Yeah.
Just so people don't think I'm uncultured and haven't seen the Lord of the Rings movies. I've seen all the Lord of the Rings movies. Just Megan and I were watching them together. And we got through the first one, then we just haven't done the other ones yet.
Yeah, I actually ended up watching the second one a lot because we had it on VHS, and the third one we watched in theaters. I don't think I ever saw the first one when it came out until we rewatched it. So I got a little all over the place with that franchise.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I don't know, that kind of happened a lot through the 2000s. Even like with Ratchet and Clank, I played the first one and I played the third one. Never got the second one.
Good movies though. Everybody should go and watch the Lord of the Rings movies if you haven't. They're really good.
Yeah, no, I remember enjoying them. It's just I think I was a bit too young at the time to really understand half of what was going on.
High drama replays. Yeah, I remember those kind of replays actually. The music is very unfitting for what I'm seeing on screen.
Yeah, it's pretty funny actually.
Like, it's good music though. I kind of like it, to be honest with you.
I mean, it's pretty fitting. I like it.
Call of Duty?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Call of Duty.
Medal of Honor Frontline, okay.
Oh!
I was gonna say,
okay,
it's either Call of Duty or Medal of Honor. I mean, of course, there's really only the two of them at this point.
Yeah, I don't think there was really a lot of, like, FPS shooters like this at the time. This is kind of a new trend. You can tell this guy is having trouble aiming with two sticks.
Yeah. Because, yeah, it would have been before the days of aim down sight, too.
Yeah.
I'm not even too sure when aim down sight became a thing. It may have been
COD 4, maybe?
2? Well, I was in Call of Duty 2, I'm
that?
pretty sure.
Okay.
The COD 4 would have been really late for it.
I mean, that's fair. Because I didn't play a lot of these games before COD 4, and even after that, like, I've never really played a lot of FPS games.
Yeah, you shoot that panther.
Yeah, see how that goes for you.
There you go. Worked out well.
Nice.
Nice. I still say peak World War II video gameplay was like Call of Duty 2. I still say that was peak.
Yeah, from what I understand, Call of Duty 2 was kind of peak.
I mean, I also showed Call of Duty 2 to you.
Well, yeah, I know. I just mean in terms of, like,
yeah.
the Call of Duty games. Like, from what I know. But I haven't played most of them.
Okay, fair. Whoa, messed with the camera guy. Kobe! Damn, Shaq. Man, look at him.
NBA Live 2000.
How can they cut it off before I said 2003?
Yeah, that's kind of funny, actually.
Maybe NCAA football.
That's true. I guess this is before EA bought the rights and Madden was the only one, right?
Well, I think EA also just worked on NCAA football, right? Because like they wanted to get like the college market in too.
Oh, okay.
'Cause college football is like really big in America.
That's true, it is. You're right. Those are funny mascot costumes.
They are. Yeah, 'cause EA Sports, NCAA, right?
Oh, okay.
I don't think they do NCAA games anymore, But I do,
I don't know.
and it's probably really easy as well to work on 2 football games at once. They're both just the same thing, just like different skins, basically, right?
Yeah.
Need for
Need for
Speed, Hot
Speed.
Pursuit 2.
This is a good one.
I don't remember if I played any of the Hot Pursuits. I think I played at least one of them.
The only one I remember playing a decent amount, I think, was Hot Pursuit 2, because our friends had it on their computers. But I just remember it being a good time.
Yeah, Megan, I like how so many of your stories with like older video games are like, I played it at my cousin's, played it at my friend's house, went across the street.
We didn't own a lot of games, okay? My parents didn't buy us very many games, and then like half the time we would get stuff, we'd borrow it from like my dad's friend, or we'd get it from the flea market, and then eventually he traded it in for something else. Like, we didn't really own a lot of games. The only games I really kept from when I was a kid was like some of the PlayStation 1 games and most of the PS2, and then like my Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games. Because like we had an N64 one point, my dad sold it at a garage sale. We had a NES for a while, and we had a Super NES for a while, but I think he just borrowed those from his friend.
Okay.
So like, yeah, a lot of the games I played as a kid, especially ones like that, yeah, I played at my friend's house or my cousin's.
And now I have
Or
Onimusha
sometimes-
2. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Or sometimes I'd borrow a game from my cousins for a while. Like, that's how I first played Kingdom Hearts. I got through like 80% of the game because I borrowed it from my cousins, and then I had to go rent it from Movie Gallery to finish the game.
So have you played any like Onimusha 2? Have you? Because you played one of them, right?
I played the first one, and I thought it was like an okay game. It was fun enough. I ended up actually bringing that one back to Game City, because I didn't really care enough to keep it, but I heard Onimusha 2 is really good.
See, I played Onimusha 2. I didn't play Onimusha 1, and I played some of Onimusha 3. Actually, I think I finished Onimusha 3. I don't know if I finished Onimusha 2. I feel like I don't know. I know I played 2. But you're kind of talking about your story with, like, the game story that you're talking about. I guess it kind of explains why you always want to own your games now.
I mean,
And
to an
why the
extent,
games
yeah.
you were like, no, Matt, my shelf, my game shelf.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
kidding.
'cause my like my dad would always do stuff like that. Like I remember when I was like 15 or 16, I can't quite remember when. I come home one day. I come home one day from work. My dad comes up to me. He gives me $100, and I'm just like, "Oh, what is this for?" He's like, "I sold your bike to the neighbors," and I'm like, "Okay," because like I didn't use it a ton, but he didn't even talk to me and ask. He just sold the bike off.
Yeah, nah, that pissed me off pretty bad, honestly. I'd probably be like, I'm not talking to you for a long time. Kind of territory if one of my parents did that to me.
Yeah, and like I think he did that with our PS2 as well. He sold it for like $50 or whatever because we had the PS3, and at the time I didn't really care because I'm like, oh, my PS3 can play PS2 games. But my dad is very notorious for doing that kind of stuff. And I mean, there's just been a lot of games, like even with stuff that I bought now, where I had it before, and then I decided I didn't want it, and then with everything going all digital, I'm like, I probably should get a physical copy back. So yeah, I've kind of bought and sold and got games that I've gotten multiple times.
It's kind of funny. I didn't intend for the discussion to go this long about it. I was just gonna say that I didn't want. I'm not trying to like make you seem bad to people because I'm saying like, oh, Megan's like, no, my shelf, my games. You do you do that, but like it's not like malicious. Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that.
Yeah, no, like he's fully free to come and play my games. I just like to have my games in my room for the most part.
Yeah, she likes to have her game shelf in her room. I keep telling her, Megan, one day we're gonna need to combine them because there's no point in us keeping like our own separate game shelves. You know, there's really no point. One day they'll have to be combined. Eventually, that's gonna happen, Megan.
I mean, eventually, yeah.
Ah, Ratchet here.
Ratchet and Clank! Woo!
Tom's had a good time, apparently.
See, it's funny because I think this is like the trailer that was on like one of the jam packs I had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because even if you look at the UI stuff, like they did change some stuff.
I was gonna say, some of it looks a little different. Like, namely, the ammo and the bolts, actually. The bolts kind of different.
I don't remember them having that magna track on that planet.
Huh.
They must have changed that, because you get the magna boots pretty late in the game normally, so... At least I don't think there's any on Nivalis or, Eudora, I think it is.
Hmm.
It's like the logging planet.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
But, yeah, no, I always found that interesting, because I know I mentioned this, like, while we played Ratchet & Clank, but there's, like, those two little... Here's a item explanation trailer that uses old UI assets for, like, the sand mites and stuff.
What's this up here?
I guess maybe that's supposed to be a nanotech vial?
I guess.
Unless it's just decorative. I don't think that's there in the actual game.
Because, like, he gets it when he kills that one robot, dude. Here, just see.
Oh, maybe that's how
that's
oh, that's his nanotech bar. That's his health.
They changed that, man. That's crazy.
I'm glad they did, because having the four little, like, nanotech blobs is a lot easier to tell how much health you have versus the battery pack there.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Change that too. That is interesting.
I do like how most of the stuff on Metropolis here is pretty much exactly the same.
One day we'll play through Ratchet and Clank 2.
Also, they added the little, I guess it's like soft auto lock for the blaster, because it didn't have the little green reticle when you were shooting at the helicopter.
True.
Which makes sense, because I mean, this game didn't really have a strafe system, so not having that makes the blaster pretty hard to use.
A lot of these areas are very dark. I don't know if that's just the quality of the video, but like, it's interesting.
That might be just... That's probably a combination of the quality and I assume just the game at the time, because I think the PS2 version is maybe a little bit darker than like the
Megan.
HD remake.
We got Red Dead Revolver coming up. We're done with Ratchet. Get that crap out of here. Now we're on to Red Dead. I'm kidding. Red Dead's actually like a mediocre game, but
yeah. But they might have brightened it up, to be fair.
They may have brightened it up. I'm sorry, what was that last bit you were talking about with Ratchet and Clank? I
was just saying...
I heard you, but I admittedly it went in one ear and out the other. I love you, but yeah.
Well, no, it's okay. Yeah, no, it's okay. I was just saying, like, it might have been a little bit darker on the PS2 version versus the PS3 collection, but they probably just brightened it up a little bit.
Maybe, but then again, didn't I play the PS2 one? I don't think
well,
I played the collection.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't think I played the collection.
Yeah, I know, because we were debating that.
Yeah. Alright. So I did Revolver. If I may move on.
Yeah, we can move on.
I had, I see, this is a game I liked when I was younger. That was just kind of cool. Like, it's not a very good game, from what I recall, but Wild West Cowboys, you didn't really get video games like that, you know? And the opening is banger, man. It's such a banger. Besides that, I mean, just talking about Red Dead, like, this game would go on to make quite a kind of big franchise itself with, Redemption, right?
Yeah. No, honestly, it looks kind of cool, and like you said, you don't get a lot of, like, Wild West type games, especially at this time period.
Yeah. I guess in that vein, kind of going back to Ratchet, like, you know, that's another game that spawned a big series, right?
It did, yeah.
I don't know what this one is. Red Faction 2, okay.
Okay.
I've never played a Red Faction game.
Neither have I.
Not a single one. I think at one point I rented Red Faction 3, Guerrilla, I think it was called. But I don't know how far I got in it. I don't even remember the game. I don't think that game's good either. I don't think it was considered good, but I could be wrong. Just remembering. Really showing off the destructible environments.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the big push with it. It was one of the first games to do that.
You're a dead man. What kind of game is Red Faction? Just like an FPS? Like general FPS?
I think so.
My name is Chuck Cuevas, and this is Run Like Hell for Interplay. I'm the producer on it, and you should look forward to seeing it about 2-3 months around August, maybe early September.
Run Like
In
Hell.
the game, you play Captain Nick Connor, whose voice
I've not heard of this one.
Henriksen from the
Neither have I.
Millennium fame. You've just come back from a routine mission, and you start to notice that everybody's gone. Nobody's there to meet you. Reason is,
But I'm already seeing it. That's probably pretty mediocre.
a whole new race has just shown up.
Let's see.
Your goal in the whole game is to destroy the race.
Yeah, pretty mixed to negative.
Find out that there's just no way you
Yeah.
can do that. So your next goal becomes to get off the station.
Okay, so I guess the colors are just a little bit weird, because even Red Dead in this one are looking pretty dark.
See that you'll be able to add damage to
Yeah,
your
that's fair. I was gonna say, because
first
this looks really dark,
group of
even
weapons,
watching the footage
take
here.
out gameplay. Keep firing away at them, even while they're down. At that point, you'll want to move on, and you can see that we've got some nice effects going on here with the steam. More creatures coming at you. They're trying to keep you busy while the guy in the back is shooting at you. Come down long hallways. Nice camera shots. Always keeping them in view.
It's really interesting hearing the producers like explain some of this.
Down,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, it's interesting, but they're not like as hype as like I feel like a lot of people in the later portions of E3 were.
probably want to search it.
It's like, yeah,
Well, yeah.
look at this hallway. You got that lighting. You can see him right down the hallway. He jumps out at you. You knock him down. You keep shooting him when he's on the ground. It's like that's cool and all, but I guess I'm just kind of used to a lot of E3 hype men being like, oh yeah, you know, we got this really awesome game here. Like you can see he's like shooting this guy and like he's all falling over and he's going like crazy, right? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
look, this guy's very like muted by comparison.
Well, he is, but I mean, to be fair, marketing at this point was more about, oh, look at what we can make the game do, rather than being hyped about the game.
Yeah, I just find it really interesting. No hate on the guy. I mean, he's a producer. Yeah, I don't really expect him to be a hype man, right?
Yeah.
But I just find it kind of funny. Because it's kind of the same thing
I
with
mean,
the
it
Lord
is
of the Rings
funny.
guy, you know? Where he's like, in
Yeah.
this game, we got hobbits. Lord of the Rings, we got hobbits in this game.
Then start doing a little exploring.
Yeah. I will say I did like that little shooting effect he did on, like, the force field. That was kind of cool.
That was really cool. That was actually really cool. Say Babeline? Or baseline. I guess it's baseline. It looked like a bee. I was like, I've never heard that in... I've never heard of a Babeline in like tennis before. That looks like
Yeah,
a bee,
that's a
right?
bad font. The S is, like, way too close to the B. Cause, like, I can see the S, but, like, if I'm, like, not looking at it super closely, it does look like Babeline.
Yeah. Like, I get it's probably just like the resolution now, right? But...
Yeah, it probably looked better on a CRT.
And just the general quality of the video.
Well, yeah, that doesn't help either.
Shinobi!
This game always looked really cool.
I mean, is this one that you want to add to the games to buy list?
I mean, maybe. I don't know a ton about it, but you know, it's a ninja game. It looks like it could be fun.
Alright, it is added to the list.
Cool.
Yo. A lot of ninja games. A lot of ninja and Japanese-inspired games this year, I'm noticing.
Yeah. I'm just kind of thinking about it since we kind of mentioned it a bit earlier. I'm just like wondering how many of these games we're gonna add in here we're gonna have by the time we finish recording like the end of E3 stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Like, it's very possible we might have at least some of them.
Because yeah, we're planning to do a decent amount, but it might still take us a while. So I wouldn't be surprised if we end up finding a few of these games in the meantime.
I mean, it's possible. Sly.
Dude, Sly Cooper! I love this game.
Another game that I will play eventually. I do want to play this one, actually. It looks really, unique.
It is a really fun game. Like, Sly 2 is still my favorite in the series. But, Sly 1's still pretty good. Just a relatively different feeling game.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Don't worry, Megan. I'll suffer through Sly 1. I suffered through
Well,
Ratchet
yeah.
and Clank 1. Hey, I'm kidding. That game was fine. That game was fine.
Well, yeah, and I don't think Sly 1's a bad game at all. Sly 2 is just that much of an improvement. I'm really surprised I haven't seen more games doing mechanics similar to what they do with Little Sparkles in this game.
Oh,
I don't know how much you know about that.
I've not played the game, so nothing.
Okay, well, that's supposed to be his, like, thief vision, and basically you hit an interactable to do one of his moves, whether it be, like, running on ropes, or swinging off things, sneaking across the wall. Just a very easy way to make it look really cool, you know?
Okay, well, that's pretty cool, then.
Yeah. And I mean, they kind of expand upon that as you go throughout the games, but you're mostly using it with Sly.
Okay, well, that's pretty cool, then. Yeah, because I knew nothing about that. Because I know very little about Sly Cooper.
Yeah, I think, like, the in-game, like, reason is, like, oh, these are techniques from the Thievius Raccoonus book. So, like, as you get the different pages back in the first game, you learn new techniques.
Okay.
Also, SOCOM.
SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs. This is a game that I actually got somewhat recently as well. I got, like, the whole series, basically. I think I'm missing... No, I might even have the whole series at this point.
You might. We've bought quite a few of them.
Yeah, very cheap. Because these games are actually very revolutionary for the time. Like SOCOM 1 especially, because this was back, I think the game was bundled. Well, I don't think the game was bundled. I think it could be. But the PlayStation 2 had, like, a microphone that you could get, and you could, like, you know, attach it to your head and everything, right?
Yeah.
And in this game, you could actually issue commands to your squad mates using your voice. Which was
that's cool.
Yeah, it was very revolutionary for the time. And they actually, like, I don't know if he'll pull up the menu again, because you can do it, like, in-game using, like, in-game menu commands, but...
Yeah.
Because you just say, like, a series of words, like... Bravo, Delta, like, that kind of stuff, right? It recognizes, like, those kind of commands.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I'm pretty sure. I'm remembering that right.
Yeah, because I think my brother played a decent amount of this game. I don't know if he ever finished it. I kind of watched him play some of it, but we didn't have the microphone set up, so we didn't do anything like that.
You know, it's kind of funny, actually, because this was around a period where some games were really experimenting with that. Because you had this one. You had Full Spectrum Warrior, which I think did the same thing, but on the Xbox. I'm just gonna pause this before we go to Spyro. Whoa.
Ooh, this Enter the Dragonfly?
And then you had Manhunt, which also kind of did that. But Manhunt was just very simple. Where it was like, oh, you can lure enemies over by shouting at them, right?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, like they did a lot of experimenting with microphones back then.
Yeah, they probably thought it was going to be the new technology, and then it just ended up not being.
Oh, you're right. Enter the Dragonfly. This one was shit, right?
Yeah, really, really glitchy.
See, I never
and
played
it's also
Enter the
really not that fun. Well, see, I had it. I remember getting it for my birthday one point. I don't have it anymore. This will probably be a game I'll eventually pick up again. But, yeah, it wasn't really that fun of an experience. I couldn't finish it as a kid because it just was not fun. And like I said, it's very, very glitchy. It's also very gimmicky, too. Like, they're not really showing anything in the trailers, but they had this whole thing where, like, you could get different breath powers, so, like, ice and, like, lightning, and use them for different things. There you go.
Yeah.
But it just felt really gimmicky.
Interesting. That's a shame, because it looks like classic Spyro. You know?
It does. I think it just got really rushed to market. I think if it had more time, it probably would have been good.
Spyro in a tank?
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. Is it a plane?
It is a shame. Yeah.
Why would he be in a plane? It's a dragon.
Yeah.
I can understand the tank. I can't understand the plane.
Well, I think the whole thing in Spyro 1 and the flight levels is like you got extra magic from like sparks or something so he could fly. Because normally he can't fly like that.
True.
At least until the end of the game. When you go to like Nasty's bonus world, then you can. But yeah, no, I think this game would have been good if they just gave it a little bit more time. Well, that, and this was also the first one that wasn't done by Insomniac.
Ah, okay, yeah, that would cause some issues.
Yeah.
Other guys wouldn't even consider
Stuntman. I have Stuntman now.
Nice.
See, I like Stuntman. I don't know quite how it's received from like other people, but it's just such a different kind of game where it's like, yo, go do this stunt for the movie, and then you do it, right? I don't know. It's a unique game.
That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, like it's very unique, right? Like it's like, and then when you're done with the series of levels, because you'll have like one for like a Chinese movie, like they're all parodies of real movies, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like this one's James Bond with a snowmobile. But it's like, oh, you know, you do all these stunts in a level, and you'll do that for like 3 levels, and then at the end, it's like, you want to watch a movie trailer? And then it'll cut your gameplay into the movie trailer, which is really cool.
That is kind of cool. I do like it when games have like set pieces like that, because like the one I remember in particular was from like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, where like you had to try and get a picture of you jumping over a helicopter.
Yeah, I remember that one too. Yeah.
And that's like one of the only things I really remember from the game, but it was so cool when I pulled it off.
Yeah, maybe I should get you to play Stuntman sometime.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun, something different.
Yeah. This is a game I do want to stream at some point as well. I'm just kind of waiting for a good time to really fit it in. But I like Stuntman. Oh boy, Shadow of the Apocalypse. Or Shadow of Apocalypse. Good old Superman.
See, I don't think I've ever seen this Superman game.
It looks a lot like Superman 64, so that might be why.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks pretty close to it, you're just not flying through rings. I have to wonder what they were thinking about. Like, why did they think a game flying through rings would even sell anything?
I don't remember. I think I did hear, like, an explanation. I don't remember what it was, though.
Like, I don't know. I always kind of assumed it was just, like, a limited budget or time thing. So they're like, well, how do we make you feel like Superman? Well, flying through the sky. It's just like, well, we can't really put anything in the sky, so let's make him go through rings.
I mean, I could see that as being the logic.
Yeah. I mean, from the trailer, it looks pretty alright, but I don't trust a lot of licensed products, especially from this era. Tekken 4!
Tekken 4!
I like how they're just fighting inside of, like, this mall.
Yeah! Tekken's an interesting series. Like, I don't know. I like I say, I don't really play many fighting games. I play them occasionally, but it's not something I ever really choose to play. I never feel like I have enough time to really, like, get good. Like, I can't really spend, like, half an hour, like, every day just, like, practicing until I get to a level that I'm happy with.
Yeah.
If I could do that, I'd probably be really into them, to be honest. I just don't really think I have the time.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like, fighting games in concept are pretty cool. I've never been good at them, but, like, I don't know, it does seem pretty difficult to be able to stay competitive if you're really into fighting games.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, older fighting games, for the most part, are very hard to, like, continue to play online when the new one comes out, unless the new one's just really bad.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I feel like it's a bit easier now, just because I feel like fighting game series, they don't really release a ton of games. Like, they don't do yearly, they don't even do, like, bi-yearly, I don't think. It's like Street Fighter 5 came out, like, what, ages ago? And,
I want to say
like,
that came out in, like, 2018-ish, somewhere around there.
Yeah, like, 6, like, just came out, essentially, like, what, 2
last year
ago? Well, yeah, but, like, not even like that, or, like, that early last year. Was it?
I think it was around summer last year, so roughly about half a year ago, yeah. But, yeah, like, they definitely don't release as much as they used to before, and, I mean, they are supporting old games a bit easier, especially since internet is a bit more accessible than it was at this time.
Yeah. Tenchu 3. Didn't Tenchu 2 like just come out the year previous to this, or like 2 years ago? I guess maybe like 2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago, yeah.
Once again, though, more like heavy Japanese, like kind of ninja, kind of like influence.
Yeah, I do find it kind of interesting that we're getting so many of those at this point.
Which game would have caused that? Because let me think. Would it have been like Tenchu? Or like Oni? Well, no, because Onimusha came out in like 2000, and that was.
I mean, it probably would have been either the original Tenchu or maybe like Ninja Gaiden or something.
Maybe. Because I feel like something would have had to have brought about the rise of these ninja games. Because they're not all just coming out like Ninja and Samurai, like not just coming out like.
Well.
Yeah. Spur of the moment.
To be fair,
right?
It could have also been a movie thing too. I mean,
that's true.
More movies like Jackie Chan's movies probably became a lot more popular. I wouldn't be surprised if something like The Matrix also made stuff like this more popular.
That's a good point. It could have been movie influenced.
Yeah, because I know The Matrix isn't like a Japanese property, but like the way the fights were, they do seem very reminiscent of ninjas and Japanese stuff.
Yeah, like the fights are choreographed very much like a martial arts movie.
Yeah, so it could be just a rise of martial art movies in general, and like, I don't know, just samurais in general. But I mean, to be fair, it could just be related to the fact that Sony is a Japanese company too, so like a lot of their studios would be in Japan.
I mean, that's true. I mean, yeah, that's a good point, because there's a very big possibility that maybe samurai and ninja stuff was just kind of becoming a bit more into popular culture. Were there any anime around this time? Because you have like Rurouni Kenshin or something, right? That's a Japanese.
Well, yeah, you had like Rurouni Kenshin. You had, I think Naruto would fit into that kind of category. I don't
know if I'd say it's on the same level as like something like this though.
Samurai Champloo, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
I'm trying to think if there's any other ones I could think of, but I can't really at the moment. But yeah, there's probably just a lot more anime coming out. Sony like probably greenlighting more Japanese studios and porting it to the West when they saw how big the market is in the West for action games in particular.
Yeah. Oh.
So I wouldn't be So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these like samurai games were things on the PS1 originally and just never got to the West.
I mean, it's very possible. Sorry for the pausing, by the way.
That's okay.
We're just kind of extending a lot of the previous conversations into the next game, which is fair. I'm not saying, you know, you can't just stop it like immediately anyway, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
But yeah, no, I think you could be right.
Yeah.
It's a True Crime Streets of LA. I do have this one now, actually.
Another one.
And this one's interesting. Very interesting, very weird, to be honest. But I remember having a lot of fun with this one when I played it.
I mean, it looks pretty alright, although I will say, at least from what I'm seeing here, the driving looks like it would be really annoying. It's very drifty. And the collision's also a little weird compared to something like GTA 3.
A little bit.
Because, like, when did GTA 3 come out?
I believe 2001.
Okay, so yeah, this came out, like, just slightly after it then.
Yeah. Yeah, but this game is very much focused on, like, yeah, like hand-to-hand combat. Very Yakuza-like, actually.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
Which is really interesting.
Different dojos and build up your fighting skills. You'll be able to visit shooting ranges and improve your marksman skills. You'll also be able to play many different driving simulators and improve your driving skills. Everything in the world is destructible. On the interiors, I'll be able to kick people and have them fly.
Yeah, considering even this is very like martial arts kind of inspired, I wonder, yeah, I think you might be right that there was just some kind of like resurgence of martial arts movies and stuff.
Yeah, I think that just makes the most sense for this time period, because I think stuff like Kill Bill was also popular.
multiple enemies. You'll also be able to fight multiple enemies. You'll be able to take the fights out on the streets. There'll be shootouts on the streets. The missions are progressive, so sometimes if you do a chase mission, if you're chasing somebody, you catch him. Sometimes he's going to get out of the car. If his car is damaged, he's going to be...
That's true.
He's going to try to...
From what I remember.
He'll try to hijack other cars. Sometimes he'll pull out weapons. Sometimes he'll just want to fight, or sometimes you'll run away and you have to chase him on foot. And when you're chasing him on foot, sometimes he'll lead you down alleys and he'll have his buddies waiting for you. His buddies will block you in and you have to fight multiple guys on the street.
Yeah, I should try to get you to play that sometime too.
Oh, War Monsters! Or is it the Godzilla game? Okay.
Nah, it's War Monsters.
I need to actually get a physical of this game. I'm pretty sure I don't have one.
I was gonna say, do we have this one?
I want to say we don't, but I would have to look through my games and double check. Because I'm pretty sure I bought it on PSN, because this is one of the games that they brought PS2 to PS4. So I think I have it on there. I just don't think I ever bought a physical.
Okay.
I have seen it a couple times at NextWave for about $40.
Reckless.
Reckless. Okay. I do find interesting we're getting more like arcadey type car games like Twisted Metal and stuff too.
Yeah, right. And Hero mode too, wow. Crazy. Yeah, no, this is very Twisted Metal-like, I will say.
Yeah. Like, obviously it's set a bit more in reality, and it's a bit more of, like, I don't know, I guess a derby through a full city than arena shooter type deal that Twisted Metal was, but it feels very similar to me.
Okay, hi, I'm Tom O'Connor. I'm the producer on Wolverine's Revenge.
Wolverine's Revenge.
This is Hayden Dalton. He's the lead designer from the actual developer Gene Pool. And Wolverine's Revenge is
Yes, I don't know if I've ever seen this Wolverine game.
And it's a high adrenaline action
Wolverine's Revenge.
action-adventure game. This level that you can see at the moment.
Oh, this one based off of the movie, I think.
And it's a mutant prison.
That makes sense.
Released as X-Men 2, Wolverine's Revenge. Originally known as X-Men Wolverine's Revenge during E3 2002.
Oh hey, that's us.
That is us. That's what we're doing right now. Okay, so yeah, it's based off of, yeah, the movie.
Okay.
Significant feature has Mark Hamill providing voiceover for Wolverine in the game.
That's cool.
It was met with average to mixed reviews upon release.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
That seems to be the trend for a lot of games where, like, we never heard of this one.
Yeah.
I don't know, you think this one would be fun to pick up?
I mean, maybe.
He goes to berserk mode, as you can see now. And he's basically going back to his animal instincts. And when he's in that mode, he can't do anything but fight. He can't activate switches or, you know...
See, I feel like any game with Wolverine's, like, a bad idea. Because I'm pretty sure canonically, like... Now, I could be wrong. But isn't Wolverine essentially invincible? Kind of like Superman.
He's not invincible, but he has, like, a very heavy, like, regeneration.
Yeah, but I think I heard, like, at one point, even when he was, like, blown to pieces, his body still regenerated.
Really?
I think that's what I heard. Is Wolverine invincible? He's not invincible, but, I guess he can be drowned. I guess that's true. You can drown him. Okay, so he's not invincible. So you are right. He just has them adamantium bones and very durable.
Yeah.
And that is it for PlayStation 2. I'm sorry, what?
I was to say, yeah, that's the end of the Sony stuff.
Yeah, the end of the Sony stuff. Now, I'm still sad I can't find the conference. I'm telling you, if anybody out there knows the conference, or knows where I can find it, excuse me, I would absolutely love to see it. I would love to see their conference. I know it exists. And I say that because I have this, and you can see he's here presenting it, right? He's presenting Resident Evil Online. So, you know, there's a thing, right?
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, I can't find it. Like, this whole thing, it's nowhere. I don't know what 12 games is. I don't think there's much point in seeing that. It's not, you know, that big. You know what? I want to throw this in just because it gives me a chance to talk about Resident Evil Online. Because, you know, I talked about that earlier. And so we'll just tack this one on. Why not? From Project Umbrella Redigest. No transcript or anything. All right. Also, link in the description. I'll throw that in.
And also, I'd like to share with you a very special video that we've received from Capcom. And as you know, Capcom...
See, it exists. It is there. Look at how good quality this looks, too. I just need more of this.
Devil May Cry, Street Fighter series.
I mean, yeah.
Resident Evil was one of the platform-defining titles for the original PlayStation.
Yeah, it's sort of been Resident Evil Outbreak. I guess back then it was called Resident Evil Online.
They are going to take this very massive...
I mean, that makes sense, yeah.
And once again, this is like my first online game that I played. Remember. I bought a keyboard for this, by the way, for the PS2.
Lucinda is live on the scene in our helicopter. We take you there now. Lucinda?
This is really happening in Raccoon City, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously,
They're in your neighborhood. Stalking you from behind. Hiding in the dark. Yeah, this is weird. I don't think this is an Outbreak. This would be in the second one, actually.
Okay.
This is still Outbreak 1, I'm pretty sure. But it looks like they had elements from File 2 in here. Maybe they just split the game up.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, okay, so they must have actually split Resident Evil Outbreak up, because some of this is in File 2, aka the sequel. Namely, this bit right here, actually. Well, that's not a very public thing, but... Well, they're in the forest, right, the right here, actually. That's from Outbreak File 2, I'm pretty sure. So if they originally called it Resident Evil Online, I wonder if maybe... They were just like, okay, well, let's make it, like, it's a really big game. Let's split it up into File 1 and File 2. And release File 2, like, a year later. Right?
I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up going down that route.
Resident Evil.
Or maybe they just couldn't finish some of the levels or something. I don't know. But I mean, I could see that, though. No, I do not wish to see 12 games. I'm sure it's fine. It's just, I don't really see much point in... you know, going and just seeing that. Okay. So, thoughts on... I mean, it's not the actual press conference. Someone find this for me, please. But, you know... the games. What do you think about the games?
I think there was a lot of good games this year. Like, obviously, I'm a little biased between, like, Ratchet and Clank and Sly. Those are two of my favorite games, so it's nice to see them. But there's a lot of variety in games. A lot less sports games, too.
Yes, a lot less sports games. Like I said, a lot more variety. Because you have your Kingdom Hearts. You have a lot of, like, really big name games actually coming out this year. That start, like, something big, right? Ratchet and Clank, Kingdom Hearts. SOCOM, technically, because SOCOM did go on to make, like, at least, like, 4 games. And I think most of them were pretty well received. Then you have, like, your quirky... Then you have Sly Cooper, right?
Yeah.
And then you have your kind of quirky little games like Outbreak File 2, or Resident Evil Outbreak, and you know, what's the other one I'm thinking of? That was like on the more quirky side. Oh yeah, Onimusha 2. That one's not like quirky, but yeah, you have like a lot of these really interesting games. And Red Dead is the one I'm thinking of too. You know, because like I say, Red Dead. Not a prequel, but like is the, I guess, ancestor to Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
Known as to some people as probably one of the best games of all time. So, you know, a lot of really interesting games. And yeah, like you said, not as heavy on the sports, not as heavy on the racing games.
Yeah, like there's still a decent amount of racing games, but it seems like they're diversifying their games a little bit, maybe because Sony's kind of realized over the last few years that people aren't gonna buy like every single different racing game or every single sports game.
I mean, probably.
I mean, it could be possible, at least with companies like EA, maybe they decided just to do their own booths and not be part of any specific press conference too.
True. I could see that as well.
But yeah, overall, it was a good year. A lot of franchises ended up being on the PS2 for quite a long time.
Yeah. Okay. So anything else you'd like to say about the Sony quote-unquote presentation? The best I can do for that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I think I've said pretty much everything I want to say.
Okay. So next time we'll be finishing off well, I guess we still have the show floor to do for 2002. But
True.
But we'll go next to Xbox. We'll do the Xbox presentation. Get some thoughts from that, because I think it's going to be pretty interesting, because this is going to be one of the first years where Xbox and Microsoft are probably going to have a lot of games to show, right?
Yeah.
So it should be pretty interesting. We'll see if I see maybe anything that I recognize. I did used to play on the Xbox, so I might see something I recognize.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess that's it for now then. So, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. But for now, time to cue the outro. There you go, and we shall catch you guys later.
Bye.